Hey folks, this is Matt Rainwater, and today we're going to be doing another character design. This time, we're actually going to be working on, or I'm going to be working on something that is based on the next story that I want to make after Trailer Park Warlock. And so I want to stay within this next story, I want to stay within the same universe, but in a different locale and also a different period of time, some point in the future. And I'm thinking of probably I think of Trailer Park Warlock taking place uh like 1997 to 2000-ish period. And I'm thinking of this next story of taking place around 2012. So let's get into this character that I'm going to draw in a second. And as you see, like I already have kind of this was a drawing I did on paper, just messing around. And just kind of this character I have already kind of noodled around with. I have another sketch actually that I have on Clip Studio, and in this sketch I named this character Lonnie. I think I'm gonna go Loretta. Ultimately, I was thinking about Lonnie because Loretta is pretty long. It would take up a lot of space in a word balloon, but maybe I can just like give her a shorter name. I don't know. I'm still kind of figuring that out, but the more I think about it, the more the name Loretta seems like the right fit for this character. And what I'm gonna do here is because I don't know. There's some things I like about this original sketch, and there's some things that I don't. And so let's go into sort of details about this character, why this character exists in my mind for this story. She's not the main character, she's going to be a secondary character, but very much like friend of the main character kind of character. And one of the big inspirations that's coming into how I'm coming up with this next story is thinking a lot of the character inspirations are coming from coffee shops I've been to. And this particular character was inspired by a barista at a coffee shop in Spring, Texas, and I just liked her fashion. It was really cool, and it was a really interesting coffee shop. It was like the upstairs was a tattoo parlor, and the coffee shop itself was kind of one of those like kind of mom and pop establishments where it's clearly like a place where a lot of people gather for like punk music or whatever, or like some kind of band thing that happens in the evening. It was very it felt very punky, and it was just had a cool vibe. Anyway, I was just sort of I thought that this person had such an interesting aesthetic because like basically as far as I could tell, all she was wearing was a giant shirt, and it was like so long that it basically was a dress, but it was a t-shirt, and then like boots, right? Um, so that was where the inspiration for this character started, and I've been tweaking it and working on it and getting to a point where I'm happy with it, right? And my intention for this particular drawing is to sort of finalize that. We'll see, right? We'll see if we get there. Something that I do know in terms of comparing this sketch to the original sketch, I'm still trying to figure out the proportions for this character because they're an elf, and in keeping with sort of elves in Trailer Park Warlock, they're much smaller, right? They're like maybe half human proportions, basically. And I think I don't know, I think comparing this original sketch, too tall, and then this sketch, a little too short. And so it's going to take me a second, and I'm going to have to mess around and kind of noodle with this to figure it out. Because I want to get it right, right? I want to get it right on the first go, because I think something that I've been noticing, um, and just looking at my art from Trailer Park Warlock, and granted, Trailer Park Warlock's kind of, it's not the first story I've ever done, but it's the first story I've done where I'm kind of, I'm improving on the fly, and I'm improving everything I'm doing as I'm going, and so there's a lot of inconsistency in some of the character models. There's a lot of inconsistency with, yeah, I mean, I guess that's the best way I can put it. There's some inconsistency in the character models. Sometimes there's inconsistency with proportions of some characters. Like I've noticed, like the penguins in Dutch sort of change in size a little bit. Not drastically, but enough where if you pay attention, you could notice it. And so stuff like that, I look at that and it bothers me because it's like, oh, okay, if I had done actual ground up work in terms of having character sheets and stuff like that, I wouldn't have had this problem. And instead, what I did is I just kind of, I did it live. I did it on the fly. And hey, for something that is like, where I'm doing it on the fly, it's working out pretty well. But I recognize, I could do it better, right? And then that's the intention here, right? Is like, how can I do it better? And the way that I can do it better, just as a quick aside, I'm setting up another layer because I'm going to do some underdrawing. The way that I can do it better is by having everything kind of set up before I ever really start drawing the story properly. Which means getting character designs figured out for all the main characters. And then most importantly, or also as additionally importantly, is getting all the environments figured out. I think that's going to be slightly challenging for me, I think. Because yeah, same thing in Trailer Park Warlock with environments. Like, I just really spitballed it and kind of went out as I was going. And once again, it's funny because with environments, I don't notice it as much of a problem. And I think part of that is because, in general, people don't pay as much attention to environments, but also, it's just not as, yeah, I guess that's it, right? It's like people just don't pay as much attention to environments as to the characters, so if there are slight alterations, slight changes here and there, it's not that big of a deal. People are more willing to sort of ignore that or sweep it under the rug or what have you. But with characters, you really want to get it right. But here's the other thing that I'm thinking about. What I would love to do before getting this story started is I'd love to have basically the majority of my environments figured out in like all the angles that I could draw those environments in, figured out almost animation style, to where basically I can just insert, like when making panels, I can just insert like my scenery and then just start drawing characters on top of that, so that I'm spending much less time drawing scenery and much more time focusing on the characters. And I don't know, like, even as I'm saying that, that feels ambitious at the moment. I'll probably feel differently about that, as I go along and start, designing environments and finding like, oh, this isn't that hard. It doesn't take as much effort as I thought it would take. I think the part that's really kind of sticking out in my mind as being the big effort part is like, oh, drawing the same environment from multiple angles, and that seems like a lot. I'm not gonna lie, that seems like a lot. Maybe it's not gonna be a lot. Maybe it's gonna go very quickly. Here's the thing about this character. I don't know, like I'm drawing her smoking. I'm like, maybe she'll be vaping though, since it's, I don't know, something I'm thinking about. But I'll go with a smoke. She's gonna smoke. That's the thing. That's just her character type. Um. Anyway, try and draw less. I draw a lot of characters who smoke, and I don't smoke. I don't vape. I don't do any of that. I'm just not a nicotine person. It's not my drug of choice. And right now, really nothing is, because I'm just kind of. What happened to my pencil? It's not working anymore. I'm having more of those technical difficulties, folks. I don't know what happened just now. I wonder if this brush works. Everything wants to erase. Why would that happen? That's very annoying. Alright, hold on, y'all. I have no idea why this is happening. Okay, well that's the eraser. That should erase. But this is just the pencil and it's erasing. So what did I press accidentally? Hold on, y'all. Sorry to have to hold the whole operation up like this. Okay, I fixed it. Anyway. Yeah, my drug of choice is no drugs right now. This isn't like some kind of thing against drugs. I'm not really, I guess I don't care. I don't know, like, as somebody who has done light stuff, like, cannabis and, well, shrooms are not light. But as somebody who's done stuff like that, I don't have anything against it. In fact, I've had some good experiences. I'm just not, I'm just very sober. Very into the sobriety thing right now. And I was going to say, and I feel like this is really cheesy to say, but like my drug of choice right now is like meditation. Because it kind of does everything that I wanted out of cannabis without cannabis. And there's a lot of stuff with cannabis I just didn't care for. It has side effects, it has drawbacks. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, if at least it did for me. Not everybody's like that. But moving on. Point is, the whole reason I even brought any of that up, I think it's interesting. I draw a lot of characters who are smoking because I want to have them doing something. And I myself don't smoke, and I think, it's kind of, I don't know, it's just interesting. It's like I want them to have something to do with their hands. And that's the whole reason. Although I have to say, I don't know. I feel like I was just thinking, like, how does Loretta, like, does Loretta have a wallet, purse? What's her situation, right? That's something I need to figure out. Where's she stashing her money? In her boots? That would make some sense. Okay, so here's another problem I'm having. I'm going to have to do some more underdrawing. Here's what's cool about underdrawing. You kind of figure out, this is where you can kind of figure out the frame of your character, how they're wearing an article of clothing. I do want to have kind of some hips. More than what I've currently drawn. That doesn't work. Or it doesn't match. This leg is not matching this leg. And this would be, I don't know, and this, if I go with this would make her situation a little bit different from my original drawing because she's got more curvy legs. Because in the original drawing, legs are very scrawny. Bird-like. Okay. So legs. Let's do. This might fix the proportion issue I was talking about. I'm gonna have to do a little more embellishment on these boots. That's the general idea right now. Oh, come on. All right. Let's see if this helps. Okay. Just want to get an idea of what this looks like. I think I like where this is going. I'm going to have to do some more fixing up here. I like what's going on with her head. I like the shape of it. I think it makes for a cool silhouette. Just needs a little... and when I say silhouette, so when designing a character, you want to think about the silhouette that they create. So how they cut into the physical space that you're drawing in. Like that. Oh, not like that. Does that? That doesn't. Okay. If that makes sense. I don't know if you want to think about it like that. That gives you sort of an idea. You want every character you draw to have a unique character silhouette. This kind of goes into what I was talking about in the previous video when I was doing the Zen Bowler character design. In the same way that you want your color palettes to be iconic for every character, you also want like the literal shape that they make to be iconic, to stand out from the rest of the cast, so that, you know, it's easier for people to what's the word I'm looking for? It's easier for people to associate the name with the character, and they also just it's an easier way for people to memorize sort of the information you're giving them in a story. I think that's the best way that I can put it. One of the most infamous examples, right, of like a character silhouette is Mickey Mouse, right? I mean, literally, it's just like, I think I could do Mickey Mouse with 3 circles, right, like that. That's all you need. The easier, like the simpler the design, the simpler the overall silhouette, the easier it is to make an association with that character. So another example, right, would be like SpongeBob SquarePants, right? You got this thing, not going to do it appropriately, but the thing, right, the shoes. I'm not even doing this appropriately. I'm like doing this halfway. He's got like the sleeves, right? I think, yeah. It's like, it's not quite SpongeBob, but it's close enough. Something like that. Right? I don't know. And Mickey Mouse is a lot easier to do than SpongeBob. But, you know, yeah, think about all the characters in SpongeBob. They all have you can easily think of their character silhouettes because they're all very particular, unique characters that are easy to pick apart one from another. And so that helps in reinforcing, like, the character traits that you get from their voice, from their speech. Part of what makes SpongeBob SquarePants has made it such an iconic show, right, is how particular and unique each character's shtick is. Like, no 2 characters talk like each other. And that takes a lot of work, right? That takes an incredible amount of work to get to that point and to spend that much effort in getting that much, like squeezing that much uniqueness out of a character. And I would say for myself, you know, my own work that I'm doing, I don't know if I necessarily accomplish that to the same degree that they do, like with SpongeBob SquarePants or like with a lot of other cartoon shows. But I do think that I'm able to get pretty, you know, a fair amount of uniqueness per every character that I make. Or at least I certainly try as hard as I can. To the degree that at which I'm able to accomplish that, right? Not, like I said, not always the easiest thing to do. It takes a lot of work. And like I said, that's why I decided that I wanted to engage in this exercise, I guess, for lack of a better word. Because I wanted to get, I think this actually works pretty well. Because I wanted to get to that place of having well-made characters that I'm not just like working out on the page, right? They're worked out before I ever make the story happen. And this is a first for me. I have to say, like, I didn't really do this level of work for Trailer Park Warlock. I really kind of just, like I said, I just really improvised it. And I want to change that. So thanks for hanging out with me while I do that. And I hope y'all are enjoying these videos. I'm about to be done with this one. And I will do some inking on my own time. And we'll do some colors. I'm going to figure out the color palette for this character. I think this character is going to have a fairly simple color palette. Pretty much just like white and gray and black. But then also including flesh tones. That's what I'm thinking. Alright. So that's Loretta. We will talk again soon. And I should have another video of this process up within the week or so. I mean, probably less than a week, because like I said, I want to do these videos. I'm thinking about, so the way I'm thinking about doing this is releasing like a talk and draw video on Monday or Tuesday, and then the second one at the end of the week, like Thursday or Friday, and then every Wednesday, right, is a commentary, a Trailer Park Warlock commentary video. Feels ambitious for me. But, you know what? We gotta start somewhere, right? There's one more thing I want to do. I feel like, I don't know, these eyes are off or something. Oh, and then black lip gloss. Another thing, here's another handy dandy tip. If you're not sure about what your drawing looks, turn it upside down. See what you think. If it looks good upside down and right side up, you got a good drawing. All right, y'all. We will do this again soon. Y'all have a good one, and I'll talk to you later, all right? Bye.